guys? John from LinksWell with episode 9 of LinksWell Together podcast, and it's a special one. What do you say we start? What's up, guys? As you can tell, we are most definitely not in studio, so it is our first on-site podcast episode, and it's the first time you guys get to meet Big Justin Dog here. Say hi, Justin.
What's going on, everyone?
All right, Justin, so before we talk about show stuff, because you've never been on the show, I think you should let people know who you are, what you do here, and that they get to meet the majesty of LinksWell Tech 2, and how amazing that is. How long you been here? What's your main role here? Let the people know, man. Let the people know.
So I've been with the company now going on 3.5 years. I'm the #1 tech support guy here.
Gold.
Getting problems solved.
You know, Art claimed to be the nicest.
I'll give him that.
Okay, so he's the nicest, you're the best.
I find answers, he's customer service.
All right, well, there you go. I like it.
What does that make me?
It makes you a monkey's uncle. Anyways, keep going.
I mean, that's pretty much what we do.
That is what we do.
Take them calls, get them problems solved.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. He's like short and sweet, man.
I like that about him.
Yeah, short and to the point. That's why whenever we do meetings with reps, I talk about how Justin just is like the joy of the office and is always talking and telling jokes and stuff because it makes him do this face. Or he's just like,
Yep.
So, good stuff. Well, I'm glad you get to hang out with us on our very first remote podcast. It's kind of weird. Like, there's folks walking around looking at us right now.
There's airplanes flying
There's
overhead.
airplanes. There's a nice Jeep right there.
Yeah.
So we're legit in the middle of our booth here at Offroad Expo. And I figured for our first ever off-site, we just talk show stuff, man.
I mean, look, I'm excited about this only because, you know, as a company, we're out here to represent. You know, this is a retail show.
It is.
Which we necessarily, you know, aren't supposed to be doing, but we are here promoting brand awareness. And the fact is that no one in the tablet style radio manufacturers is doing this.
No, just us.
And it's because, you know, we'll meet with end users that have our products, people who have never seen our products. And so we're here answering questions. I mean, we were at Sand and Sport last week, and, you know, I mean, Justin was doing live tech support.
Yeah.
Some guy came in, he's like, hey, how do you do this? And how do you do that? And you know, it's one-on-one, face-to-face.
Every show, though. Like,
yes.
The worst is SEMA, honestly, because it feels like they walk up like, hey, what's, like, you know them?
Yeah.
And guys, like, we love all of you, but there's a lot of Johns from Sounds Plus or Sounds Incredible or Sounds Amazing. Like, a lot of the shops are named the same thing, and so we try to remember everybody. But it's always like, oh, what was the issue? I gotta remember, like, rack my brain trying to remember. But yeah, no, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I love hanging out here, and we are different. Like, we keep talking about how we're different than everybody else in our industry. And the cars we have are proof and point.
Exactly.
Like, the cars we build, we'll do some, you know, we'll show you guys the cars if you guys haven't seen our rigs. But most of the builds are all sponsored, and they're all used. A lot of them are done by partnership where, you know, somebody wanted to do a radio of ours and then one of their builds, and so we got wheels, and then someone else wanted it, and so we got, you know, a lift or tires or all that stuff. So almost everything that we have on our vehicles, our product is in their builds as well, which is, for me, being in the industry, like we talked about this last week with Aaron, just having so much clout in the industry or being around the industry, when you can connect with companies like Kicker who have such clout, being able to connect with a company like Nito, or Rancho Suspension, or Up Top, Overland, you know, all these big sponsors that have come on board with us, it feels like a confirmation that we are, you know, we're just not your run-of-the-mill, you know, knockoff, whatever, cheap stuff. So, yeah, I love the shows. So, I say we give our worst part of the show and our favorite part of the shows in general. So I think every show is kind of different. So, Justin, what is the worst part of working the shows?
I'm going to go with the long hours. my legs are sore afterwards.
They are long. SEMA is the worst
Yes.
too, man. Oh.
Very long.
SEMA's the longest days and the most days.
Or walking that show too.
Yeah.
SEMA's so long.
Well, and we have the 2 booths, so going from the North Hall
There you
all the
go.
way to the back end of the West Hall.
Yep.
Like I literally, because we got folks in the office that don't get to go, and I think you were at SEMA with us that year. I chatted them on, I videoed them on Teams.
We both did.
The walk back from our West.
Oh, yes.
And it was like a 10-minute call because they were just like, "Are you not there yet?" I'm like, "Nope, still going."
On my way there.
Yeah, I found the
40%
escalator.
there.
Yeah,
an
I
hour
found the
later.
escalator. So, yeah, no, I would agree. I think the hours are definitely, they're long. They're long for sure, especially when you're tech support, because we can't stop doing tech support. So we're
Exactly.
all constantly like
Right.
nooking
Jumping
off,
back and forth.
jumping in and out of an email or a phone call or a text message. Yeah, that's constant throughout the show. Yeah, so definitely, I feel you there. What about you? What's your worst?
I don't know that I have a worst, only
Oh.
because I enjoy I try and enjoy everything about it.
Yeah, okay.
I guess I'm just very optimistic in general. It's like even at my worst moments, I always find like the greatness in it. But I don't know. Like I mean, setup and teardown, I would say, only because setup, I can't wait to see it done.
Yeah.
And see how cool the booth looks.
Yeah, yeah.
And then teardowns, because I just can't wait to go home.
That's your favorite?
No, that's like the worst.
The worst.
Part, setup and
Got
teardown.
it, yeah.
So that would be the worst for me. It's setup and teardown.
Yeah, okay. That's fair enough. Fair enough. For me, I don't know, man. I feel like I love, like, you and I got to build the vehicles.
Right.
So, like, when someone walks into our booth and they're just like, "Oh man, that's so," I just like, it's like, yeah.
Right,
I feel it.
right.
So I think that's probably my favorite, is just getting to, it's selfishly acclimates, right? That's the right word, accolades of the builds that we did are really good.
When they go, who built this? I go, Ken and I did.
Yeah, hey, you like that? And I don't know, man. I think the worst is probably the teardown. Because
especially
setup is exciting too. SEMA,
Crates
man.
would never come.
Oh
to
my
our booth.
gosh! Last year we were there till what,
11:30,
12:05
yeah.
before the midnight. Yeah, and then we had the Nito photo shoot at like
First thing in the morning.
6 a.m.
At dawn.
Yeah.
So we were on the road by 5. Like we didn't even get crates till midnight. Yeah, that's funny. My boys were with me that year
they
too.
were?
Yeah. Everybody was taking turns napping on the carpet. So yeah, I think definitely teardown is got to be the least favorite. Like shows like this aren't too bad because most of the stuff we bring with us.
Right.
But yeah, SEMA, boy, that was brutal. Waiting for those crates. Every time you see a crate coming across, you're like, "Is it? No,
ours?
it's not
Nope.
ours." And then they'd bring the wrong one, and yeah, for sure. All right, favorite part of the shows.
Favorite part probably be a mix between getting to put a face to some of the people I talk to on the phone.
Yeah.
And seeing all the builds. The different builds are really cool to
Yeah.
look at.
Yeah, especially a show like this, which is so broad with like off-road.
Yeah.
And you've got like the rock crawlers, or you've got the trophy trucks, or
Yep.
Yeah.
you've got the overland rigs. You've got a very wide kind of spectrum of builds. They don't all look the same.
Yep.
And SEMA too. I mean, SEMA builds are ridiculous because
Yeah.
you have everything from a rat rod to a classic to a brand new debut vehicle to
Right.
everything in the middle. Like there's everything there. So if you're a car nut, yeah, these.
Place to be,
Yeah,
for sure.
for sure.
Yeah, there's a place for you. No matter
Yeah.
what kind of car guy
Whatever
you
you're
are,
into.
Yeah.
there's a place for you.
Absolutely. All right, what's your favorite, Vic?
You know what? It's looking at people's reaction when they get to see our radios in full working function, like in the cars, and not just the reaction, but the comments that we get. They're like, "Man, I've never seen anything like this
Yeah.
before." And and I tell you, for a lot of you viewers, don't judge every book by its cover, because not every tablet style radio is the same. And so one of the things that's one of my favorite parts is just looking at people's reaction when they go, "Damn, it's super responsive. Oh, it does that. Oh, it does this." And how do you guys have this amplified system like that? Well, we've got RCA 4-volt pre-outs, front, rear, sub out.
Yeah.
And they're like, not every one of these units has that. And,
Yeah.
and that's kind of where, people's reaction just changes every time. And when they're in groups, we talked about this, I think, on our top 5 that we talked about. People put their heads in there and they're like, "What the heck is
Yeah.
that?" And then they got a crowd with them and
Yeah,
they're like,
yeah.
"Hey man,
Check
come
this
check
out."
this thing
Yeah.
out." So
Yeah.
it's just watching people's reaction, and then I mean, I love interacting with obviously with people, you know, in public, and just, you know, being able to talk about something that you're so passionate about, and just passing over that passion onto them, just because we are different, you know. What we do is not like everything else in the market.
No, I agree. Yeah, I love the reactions too. It's always super good, especially people have seen like our Instagram or YouTube videos, and the comments always like, man, it's so much more impressive in person. Yeah, which for dealers, if you guys are watching this, why we're really big about getting a display in your showroom floor, because picture's cool, you know, word of testament is cool, but getting to actually touch it, see it, you know, feel it is a whole nother, you know, it's a whole nother experience. So yeah, no, I agree with that. I think for me, because I've had the opportunity to network, I think networking is my favorite part, mainly because like we're getting to interact with people who run at a high level in the industry, and just being able to network and learn from their history, the way they do things, you know, like Chris Corbet at Nito has been huge about getting us into a couple different shows, and pointing us to certain people. He's been really good about introducing me to other people. Like we had Jonathan on here a couple weeks ago from OnX, and he's been super helpful getting us connected with like Casey Highlights and stuff like that. And just being able to, like, it feels like as a guy, a kid who grew up loving everything cars, like being on this side of it is like being behind the curtain of the Wizard of Oz and getting to see the masters at work, and getting to just like scrolling through my phone and seeing like contacts. I'm like, man, I know that guy, like Aaron Hagar, like last week,
Powerful.
having him, like that was just like that dude just texts me randomly and like asks questions, and I'm like, Aaron Hagar's texting me, like,
but you know, talk about network. How did we get to him? You know, through John at Kicker.
John at Kicker. He's another fun one. And just running into these guys. I mean, we all are running in our own rat race. You know, our own products. We're all doing our own thing, and then we come to these shows, and like right now we're shooting we're like 20 minutes from the show actually opening day one. And we've already had a couple visitors. Like we'll run over there, go see a couple of the guys from like American Adventure Lab, or, you know, Tactical Fire Pits or something. Like there's guys that we hit it off with on whatever level. And then just getting to connect with them 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times a year, you know, for the weekend. And usually our interactions are, man, we hang out 20 minutes, because it's like right before the show starts, or right before the show, or right after the show ends,
or in between crowds.
Just kind of check things out. So I really appreciate the networking. Like any industry, I think. I mean, I've only really been in the automotive industry and the church industry, but I guess church is really an industry, but the church world, like people within the industry tend to be cool folk.
I mean, I think that's how it should be, man.
Yeah,
because look,
I agree.
You know, it's a lot of people don't really understand this, but it's such a small industry, and we rely on each other. You know, so that camaraderie should really be what it's all about. You know, I've always talked about being about relationships more so over than money. You know, because you know, you can always count on a friend for whatever. You know, hey, can I borrow your truck? It's like, I don't care, take it. You know, so it's like, you need it. It's parked in my house today, whatever, you know. So I think that's really what it should be, you know, camaraderie, the industry, you know. It's like, you know, you're a specialist in your arena, we are specialists in our arena.
There's a respect aspect in that.
A lot of it is passion project for a lot of people, so they actually care about what they're doing.
Quality. And it's funny, you'd be surprised just how few employees some companies have. Like some of the companies that we work with, you're like, man, that's it, man. You guys are running
big company on 10 people.
It seems like you guys should have more folks than you actually do. I mean, we're running a pretty small crew too. So so for me, I love the shows. I love people coming in and seeing the things. I love the reactions that people have, putting the faces. But it's kind of like what you were talking about too, like putting a face to a name is always really nice. But for me, I really love the networking and just getting to like, hey man, how's business on your end of things, you know? Because sometimes, man, if tire sales are down, then it helps us understand why radio sales are down. Like all that stuff is kind of intertwined. So we do a lot of shows that are going to be like vendor only. So you have to be like SEMA. If you are not in the industry, you can't get into SEMA. Except I think they opened up the last couple of years they've opened up the last day.
To the general public.
For the general public, but there's like a twist, like you need to know somebody or something like that.
Yeah.
But then you have a show like this where we're like Offroad Expo, Like last weekend, we were at Sand and Sport in Costa Mesa.
Right.
In a couple weeks, I'll be in Big Bear at Adventure Van Expo. We were in San Juan Capistrano with that one a couple months back. We were here in Pomona again earlier in the year for California Adventure Show, something along. This is kind of a long title. So we do try to get out to some of these more public ones.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this and you haven't seen one of our products in person, you want to see it, I'd love, like, check out our website. We have a come find us or come see us tab. We'll just have the shows listed. Maybe you guys can come check us out. You can get yourself a free LinksWell swag hat. Get yourself a LinksWell coffee mug. I want the world to know right now, this coffee was brewed in the back of the Jeep. Thanks to our new Link to power management system, which we'll release here really soon. So we'll do a video on that probably in the coming month or two. So that'll be really cool. But yeah, guys, come hang out. We'd love to meet you. We'd love, like I said, the two of us at least. Victor likes to talk about other things, but it's cool.
Yeah, we'll move off to the side and sit on one of the benches and talk about
we'll totally hang out. You guys got questions. You can see we'll walk you through the booth and you'll see kind of what we have set up, all the cool things. But come check us out, guys. Come get yourself a hat, get yourself a mug. We actually were supposed to do this episode. We were supposed to have 3 firsts in this episode. It was supposed to be our first offsite, our first time meeting Captain Justin.
Yep.
And then we were supposed to do them on our new bar stools.
Yeah.
But somebody forgot to go pick them up on our way here.
Yeah.
So we won't say, you know who it was? It was Walt, because he's not in the show.
That's right.
That's all Walt's fault.
We sent them back to the office to pick them up.
Yeah, so we were going to do that. So dealers, so you know, if you've got a showroom floor where you could do some bar stools, we got some pretty cool LinksWell bar stools.
Yes.
That will be getting sent out in an email real quick here. So there's a sneak peek. But yeah, we got some swag happening. But we should probably get a rockin' and a rollin'. Thanks, guys, for watching. As always, we are still trying to hit that 12.5 thousand subscribers on YouTube. So inside the description will be a link. Make sure you go in there, join the giveaway. What were we giving away? It was a 13-inch, right?
Universal 13.3.
Yeah, 13-inch.
You know what? Ever since I put that thing in my Ram, I mean, I had a different brand in there that only gave me a bigger screen with CarPlay and Android Auto. But since I put my 13.3 in there, man, you know, I watch videos.
Changer,
it is. It really is. It's just that much more entertaining.
That
now.
screen size, they just can't go backwards, bro.
Yes,
Like,
I agree.
Can't. Yeah. It is so hard. Like I've had the pleasure of getting to drive the Jeep a lot, and I don't know what I'm gonna do because that 15-inch screen is just like, it's such a game changer. I'm ruined.
Yes.
Anyway, so make sure you go in there. Even if you're already a subscriber, there's other ways that you can get into the giveaway by following and reposting and sharing and all that stuff.
Right.
But there you go, guys. Episode 9 is in the books here live at Offroad Expo. By the time this releases, Offroad Expo will be over. But come see us. We will be at a couple more shows before the year ends. I know for a fact I'll be in Big Bear the weekend of October 19th and 20th. For the Adventure Van Expo. The Jeep will be with me. And then the Tacoma is actually going all the way to Indiana, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll be there that following week, so like the 22nd, 23rd, 24th or something of October. And then, of course, SEMA. Come check us out. But thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed our first off-site. Now you know who Justin is, the man that gets things done. So Art is the nice one. Justin is the one that gets things done. And Victor is a monkey's uncle who finds the good in everything. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Take care.
Bye.